The Senate is expected to vote on the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act this week. It's a bill that will ban transgender athletes from girls and women's sports. President Trump signed an executive order last month called No Men in Women's Sports. A procedural vote is set for today, and the Senate is expected to vote on it come Thursday. Joining me now is the Independent Women's Voice Ambassador, Sia Li'ili'i, and co-captain of the women's volleyball team at the University of Nevada in Reno. Sia, welcome to the show. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So this is the first piece of legislation like this to hit Congress since Trump took office, right? I mean, what results are you expecting today and this week, and what do you want to see as well?
Well, I think that it's of utmost importance that the U.S. Senate passes the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act to ensure that women have fair and equal athletic opportunity. This bill would codify President Trump's executive order protecting women and keeping males out of female sports.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is a debate that 80% of Americans agree on, that transgender women and girls should not be able to participate on their gender identity. Talk about a shift in tone, too, in just the last year from Biden to Trump. Athletes like yourself have been villainized for speaking out against this. Do you feel like the tides are turning and you're becoming more accepted now and you're not so fearful of being canceled?
Yes, I think that we've seen momentous wins in the House, in courts, and even on the president's desk, as you saw with the EO. People are waking up and seeing that this isn't right and that female sports need to remain female. Women's sports are female and female only. It should be noted that when this went through the House, it had bipartisan support. So the majority of Americans are speaking, and it's time for the Senate to listen to female athletes like myself, as well as the nation and common sense to protect women's sports once and for all.
Yeah, I know that you led your volleyball team in forfeiting a match against San Jose University just last year because the team had a biological male on the roster. Do you feel like you yourself have ever been held back because of transgender players, or what's been your personal experience?
As a female athlete, I've been directly impacted by the participation of transgender athletes in sports. Not only did this person take a roster spot from a female athlete, but also the starting position. So I think that moving forward with this bill being signed and all the progress that we've made, this will never happen to another future female athlete who wants to compete on the Division I level floor for volleyball. And I hope that no one ever has to experience what my teammates and I, as well as many other female athletes, have experienced with this issue.
We've talked about this story a lot. I know the president of the NCAA told a Senate panel just back in December that he was only aware of fewer than 10 transgender athletes on a collegiate level. What's your message to critics who say this affects such a small group of athletes? Does banning them really make a difference? And to that, you say what?
I say that just because a group is marginalized and a minority doesn't mean that they can overstep the rights of women. We aren't going to be pushed to the side just because of the feelings of 10 people, 10 too many, in my opinion. And that's 10 scholarship spots that could go to a female athlete who is working just as hard as the other female athletes on that team, but doesn't get the opportunity because there's a biological male on the team instead of her.
Before I let you go, what's your message to other female athletes like yourself who think it's an injustice that transgender athletes can still compete, but they're afraid of being in the spotlight, you know, like you are? They don't want to quite be as vocal and outspoken as you are. What's your message to them who are fearful?
There's a big group of people on the other side who are supporting you and rooting for you and believe that this isn't right. I know before getting into this, I had my reservations about, like you said, stepping into the spotlight, but I've been received very well. And although there has been some hateful rhetoric thrown my way, I think the support outweighs the bad always. So I encourage you to be brave, be bold, and stand up to it.
Well, we'll be watching this week quite closely. Sia, I'd love to have you back on the show as we just follow the progress that this bill makes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.